Greetings, minions and associates. If you are already a minion and you would like to tithe, please hit like. If you would like to become a minion, please hit follow. If you would like to confess, please do so in the comments. And if you would like to evangelize, please hit share. Now, I have been trying my hardest. Trying my absolute hardest to have someone who is actually, oh great, am I awesome. I've spent 110 hours talking about Autism Speaks and why you should not follow Autism Speaks. I asked Autism Speaks to talk to me, and they refused to talk to me because I have hard questions to ask them. So, you know what? I told them, I said, look, all I want to do is talk to you. And that's all I wanted to do, was have a nice little interview with them. Nothing more than that, really. And I think they got scared. They aren't about that communication, I tell you that. So anyway, I invited Autism Speaks to come on live with me because they had sent me an email saying that they wanted to know how they could help the autistic community and so forth. And once I took them up on that offer, they didn't want to take it. So now, anyone who wants to speak on behalf of Autism Speaks, anyone who has had experience with Autism Speaks, and Autism Speaks has actually helped them, then I think it would be a great time to deal with that, I guess, is what you would call it. So that's what we are going to do. It's 11 o'clock at night, and I'm just starting up again. I had to hit my timer, so I remember. And I'm only in, I'm in 10 minutes. So, yeah, it'll be a nice even hour. Oh, I put the music back on. So that is where we're at. I am waiting, and there is no one who wants to talk to me. I've been waiting 3.5 hours. I've been live. 3.5 hours I have been live, and not one person has wanted to talk to me. I put this out for people that have had good experiences with Autism Speaks, who want to speak on the behalf of Autism Speaks. And I'm just not getting it. I'm not getting anybody that wants to help. I think I might just change gears and make a video here pretty soon. All right. So here we are. I am going to. We're gonna take this show in a little bit different direction. Um, Yeah, I might as well just... Hola. Oh, dude. Greetings, minions and associates. If you are already a minion and you would like to tithe, please hit like. If you would like to become a minion, please hit follow. If you would like to confess, please do so in the comments. And if you would like to evangelize, please hit share. So I have done 110 hours of talking about why you should not support Autism Speaks. And I had one autistic person tell me that the Autism Speaks had helped them personally. And I really didn't get to talk to them about it, so that's part of the reason I'm here. I asked Autism Speaks if they would speak to me, and they won't do it. They have not. They just refuse to speak to me. So I just sit here and speak to myself, which is much better that way. I think the music's too low. So, I have asked Autism Speaks to do an interview with me, and they have refused to do that. They've refused. Well, they have acknowledged it. Hey, Dolo, what's up? So I am here again, yet again, trying to find someone who is willing to speak on behalf of Autism Speaks. And I have not seen it happen yet. I haven't gotten any emails. I'm going to go ahead and check my email again real quick. Wait, I had a button for that somewhere, I think. Anyway, I'm going to try to pull that up real quick. So yeah, I am I've been at it all day and all day yesterday. No, I did have to do some work today, but I've been at it just trying to get one person to give me an email or something so that I can talk to someone that appreciates Autism Speaks and believes that they have done good things in the community. And I want to ask them what those things are, and then I do want to get a little bit of proof so that we can know that Autism Speaks is actually doing what it says. But unfortunately, if we pay close enough attention, they are doing exactly what they say if you look at their website. And that is unfortunately very dangerous. Now, what the heck was what was I doing? I totally lost my train of thought. Oh boy. I know I pulled up Google for some reason. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to check my email. Or Gmail or whatever you call it. Nope. Nobody's... Uh-oh. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, wait, I've got one, I think. Oh, man. Okay. Oh boy, I don't know if I can. No, I can't do this one, darn it. Bummer, bummer, bummer. So this gal's 16, and she said that she was enraged with Autism Speaks. She's autistic, and she would love to do an interview with me, but okay, so Dolo, to answer your question, I have been told by some, well, at least one autistic person, that I can remember. It may have been more than one, but I know one autistic person told me that they personally received help from. Actually, I think I may have had two. That told me they personally received help from Autism Speaks. The problem is because they were so hostile and so combative. I wasn't gonna do the Facebook warrior thing and go back and forth in text on TikTok. I just don't do that. So there are some people out there, I guess, that have had something, and there is $400,000 about that is supposedly earmarked and goes directly to autistic families, supposedly. Oh yeah, I have too. Hell, I called them at least a dozen times and left at least literally a dozen messages all over the country, basically, at different every mailbox that I could find, and I told them that Keith Wargo had and Eileen Lamb had both sent me emails and had wanted to speak with me, and I wanted to do an interview with them in response to their emails. So no matter what, by just dropping those names, no matter what, it's going to go straight to Keith Wargo and Eileen Lamb. You know what I'm saying? If I'm calling Chicago and they're in New York, they're going to get a call. if I say, you know, that they had emailed me. But I think most of Autism Speaks, the staff probably knows who I am now. Well, they probably don't know who I am, but they probably heard of me. Eileen even mentioned me in a, well, she didn't mention me by name. She was complaining about how people were making comments about Autism Speaks that was hurting their ability to raise funding. Now, what they do now is they say if you just go to the website, you'll get there's resources there. Essentially, is what they do now. And so, heck. But yeah, I have not gotten anyone at all to take me up on just an interview. If Autism Speaks is so helpful to people, fine, then come on and talk to me about it. But no one will do it. No one will speak on behalf of Autism Speaks won't speak on behalf of Autism Speaks, and no one else will speak on behalf of Autism Speaks. Need help with housing, medical stuff. Still have yeah. And how long has it been? Forever. It could be any amount of time, 6 months or more. I mean, it could be weeks, because they're either going to get back to you the next day or not. 5 months, yeah, they're not even. They're not going to get back to you. I imagine if they didn't get back to you like almost within a working day, they're not going to. And I sent my Autism Speaks emails too. I called all around the country, left messages with all kinds of people, basically framing it like I said. And what else did I do? Oh, and on the Autism Speaks YouTube channel, I think I made a couple of comments that I wanted to interview them on Eileen Lamb's videos. I made comments and told her that I wanted to do an interview, and I have tagged them, and I have in videos that I made about wanting to get an interview. I've interacted with Eileen Lamb's personal account and the Autism Speaks account on TikTok. Um, I personally PM'd her because she had sent me a message on TikTok, so I sent her a message back on TikTok, personal message. So yeah, I mean they know, you know. Yeah, I called a dozen times, and I actually have it on. I put it on OBS, recorded it. I actually recorded it on OBS every time I was calling them. So I have all these videos of me calling Autism Speaks and nobody answering. I went on their chat. They have a little chat bot thing, and I went on it, and it crashes as soon as you log on to it. Like it's there, but as soon as you log into it, it crashes. What else did I try? I've made all kinds of videos about it, and I know they watch my videos. I haven't been making as many TikTok videos, though. I think it would have to be a lot of pressure. Like the world, the whole United States media started getting involved in it, you know. They'd have to be like that kind of pressure, I think, before they would do anything. I think it'd have to be a lot of pressure. But I think what they're going to do, and I have tried to apply pressure. I've made videos, like I made a video like 3-4 days ago, basically asking people to tag them in the video that I was making, saying that I wanted to do an interview with them. You know, and then a bunch of people, like 20 people, which, considering I only get 300 views on each video because I'm banned or shadow banned. So that's actually a lot of interaction. Oh my God, no! Oh God. Okay. And see, the thing is, Dolo, today on my show, I was reading these articles. I was just reading random articles that were coming up because it was the show, the autistic page, that I'm doing from 5 to 7 Mountain Standard Time. What time zone are you in? Okay, so you're what, an hour hour earlier? Yeah, it's 1. It's 1:45. Okay. Yeah, I think it's 11:45 here. Yeah, it's 11:45, so 2 hours difference. Okay, well, yeah. So, so you'd add 2 hours on to it, so it'd be 7 to 9 for you. No, it'd be earlier. Oh yeah, that you're on East Coast. Oh, okay. I was thinking West Coast. That's why I was looking so confused, or thinking I was so confused. I was like, what is going on? Yeah. So it'd be actually it'd be, yeah. It'd be 7 to 9. So yeah, that'll work out. If you can, if you can go on at that time. But yeah, that's when I've been doing the show, and it's just 2 hours because after, and you've seen it. I was just talking about Autism Speaks and sometimes stumbling onto other stories, but um, I started looking at some of these articles just about autism in general, and what ended up happening. I'm trying to find my. There we go. What ended up happening was I totally lost my train of thought. Wow. I've been at this. I've been looking at different things all day long. Oh, yeah, I know what I was talking about. Anyway, we were just looking at articles about autism in general. Whatever came up on the internet in the last, 24 hours. And what was really scary was there was this article that was supposed to be very pro-autistic, and it was the most ableist article I've ever seen. And its title was something like, people should pay attention to autistic people or something. It was pretty good title. I was like, okay, this is going to be cool. Nope. And it actually was trying to be progressive, I guess. You could tell that they were trying to do a good thing, but every sentence they had, yeah, I can. Sure. Let's go here. Let me get this out of here, and I will get this out of here. And actually, you know what I'll do? I'll just start working on it. It is crazy. I'm gonna start recording, and I'll just to do commentary on it. Okay, I gotta turn off this music. Okay. So, autism deserves better understanding. It looks great, right? No problems at all here. So, yeah, it just looks wonderful. Here, this article. This is by a South Georgia newspaper of some sort, or web paper, out of Valdosta Daily Times. Valdosta. Is that like a Native American name? Yeah, is that a Native American name? I can't say it. It doesn't look Spanish to me. Okay, because in Spanish it'd be Valdosa. Nah, you can't say it. Valdosa. We'd get rid of the T. It'd be Valdosa. Right? So anyway, so far so good. It looks great. Okay. Autism deserves better understanding. Now, this is 19 hours ago. It shows it right here. 19 hours ago. April is Autism Awareness Month. So far, so good. Autism is vastly misunderstood. That's even better. Autism can be difficult to define because ASD describes a wide range of disorders, which I don't like. That comes from Autism Speaks right there. The wide range of disorders, and it's not. That's why it's ASD, Autism Spectrum Disorder. Spectrum, keyword. The key word here is spectrum. There, I need a little bit more light. Okay, with symptoms that vary in type and severity. Not too bad. The Autism Speaks Okay, now we're already talking about the Autism Speaks organization. Now, what's going on here is this. First, we're talking about Autism Awareness Month. Next subject, autism, it's autism itself. And then here we go, autism. And then Autism Speaks. Now you see this pattern starting. But I always talk about, it always goes back to Autism Speaks. But the thing is there's no autistic people. They are going to completely dismiss autistic people because they're not going to mention them. They're not going to talk about us. They're not going to mention the fact that we're experts at autism. That we have generations of families that have raised children and all this stuff. No. They're never going to qualify an autistic person as knowing anything. And watch this. Now, you got to understand, this is an editorial. Autism deserves better understanding. Crazy. According to Autism Speaks, the Autism Speaks organization describes autism in the most general terms as a group of complex disorders of brain development. And up here they were saying they define autism spectrum disorder as a wide range of disorders with symptoms that vary in type of severity. But the thing is it's not a bunch of disorders. It's autism spectrum disorder. We're all autistic. And they are trying to separate it out into different, quote, diseases or severities or whatever. I don't know exactly what their agenda is on that. But according to Autism Speaks, the disorders can include intellectual disability, difficulties in motor coordination and attention, and physical health issues such as sleep and gastrointestinal disturbances. I wouldn't call it disturbance, or you could say chronic disturbances, right? It is not uncommon for individuals with varying types of autism. See, varying types of autism right there. What? This is 19 hours ago. And we're talking about varying types of autism? Well, I got that type that you catch from the beetles. You don't let them beetles crawl up your nose, I tell you. No matter what George tells you, you do not put the beetles up your nose. It is not uncommon for individuals with varying types of autism to excel in math, art, music, and other areas. Oh my God. That's like so freaking stereotype. And so out of line. Watch this. It is not uncommon for neurotypical people with varying types of... It is not uncommon for individuals with varying types of neurotypicalism to excel in math, art, music, and other areas. Or how about... It is not uncommon for humans with various types of humanism to excel in math, art... Research has indicated that there seems to be no singular cause of autism. I have something in my hair and I have no idea why. Okay, that's not too bad. However, reports have indicated that genetic research is advancing quickly, and as a result, mutations that are associated with autism disorders are being identified. What the hell? Mutations? We're mutants. I don't have any superpowers. I wish I did. I tell my wife I have superpowers. She doesn't believe me. Now, let's step back just a little bit here, because we got to remember, this is Autism Deserves Better Understanding. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. You won't believe how bad it gets. Where was I? Okay. Research has indicated there seems to be no singular cause of autism. However, reports have indicated genetic research is advancing quickly, and as a result, mutations that are associated with autism disorders, plural, are being identified. Why is it so damn important for us to look at this and understand what's being said? This is a random paper in Georgia. Probably some small town. This is a good-intentioned person who wrote this editorial that autism deserves better understanding. This was written 19 hours ago. FMT. What's FMT? FMT? I don't know. In addition, experts have said there are environmental factors which seem to contribute to brain development, and as scientists learn more about those factors, the disorder, listen to this, the disorder may someday become more preventable. The disorder, we're disordered, and it may become more preventable. That's genocide. This good-intentioned person does not understand that this brain, if it gets changed, then I am no longer the person that I was. Right? And if I'm no longer the person I was, then I will be someone else. If you do that to everyone, if you cure autism, there will no longer be any autistic people on the planet. And that means you're people like Bill Gates and like Galileo and all those, the greatest, most influential people in the world, the greatest scientists, inventors, philosophers wouldn't have ever existed. We would not have technology that we have today. Symptoms. See, it's symptoms instead of traits. Symptoms, because you could say traits most often begin to manifest between ages of 2 and 3, and early intervention. A lot of people don't like this word, because once again, we do that with drugs. And we are normal. That's the thing. We are perfectly normal autistic people. Scientists believe that we've been around for 100,000 years. We're perfectly normal. That's what we are. Actually, there's many scientists that believe that autistic people have been around before we were actually human beings, like, Homo erectus or whatever else. But anyway, symptoms most often begin to manifest. But you could say traits often begin to manifest between ages 2 and 3, and the early intervention is critical in the management of the disorders. They have to manage us, not help us, but manage us. See the words, like every single sentence is ableist as hell. According to the healthcare professionals. Once again, we are not going to ask autistic people. Now, this is what in debate, an appeal to authority. We've already appealed to Autism Speaks Now, healthcare professionals, but we are not going to consider the people that are autistic authorities on autism. And then it gets worse. Destigmatizing the disorder and raising awareness regarding destigmatizing the disorder All they have done in this is stigmatize us. Destigmatizing the disorder and raising awareness regarding the daily management of autism. They have to manage us. Can go a long way towards helping families cope with the associated challenges. Ugh. See, they're not mentioning autistic people. They're worried about the families coping with the associated challenges of having an autistic person in the house. What's so damn hard about dealing with someone who wants to spend the time in the room alone? What the hell? Right? The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention identifies about 1 in 68 children on the autism spectrum. That's roughly correct if you say boys and girls, maybe. According to Autism Speak, see, according to, they could say, what? And why don't they say according to autistic people? Studies also shows autism is 4 or 5 times more common among boys. No, it doesn't. That is not factually correct. According to Autism Speak, studies show that autism is 4 or 5 times more common among boys than girls. No, that is not correct. We know that's not correct. We know that girls don't get diagnosed like men do, or boys do. And we also know they mask differently, and so forth. And we also know that the books were written in a very misogynistic way geared towards boys. And it is different enough for girls and boys that it needs to be addressed in the mental health communities. An estimated 1 out of 42 boys and 1 out of 189 girls are diagnosed with autism, that disease, with cancer, with the birds, the chirpies. Is that what you call birds? Chirpies? Yeah, that's what they're saying. It's a disease. Anyway, more than 3 million people in the United States live with some form. See how they're framing it? Now, I understand, and I am autistic. I know it's debilitating. I am literally disabled right now because of it. But you classifying my life as having to live with my life, like I have to live with myself, that is uncalled for. Autism has been called the fastest growing serious Autism has been called the fastest growing serious developmental disorder in the United States. It's hard to get more ableist than this because it's a lie. In the sense that, yes, somebody may have said this somewhere, but it's not true. There's just as many autistic people per capita as far as we know, as there have ever been. The first person ever diagnosed as being autistic just passed last year. So it's kind of a new deal that is actually just being identified. We often fear or ignore those things we do not understand that are outside our comfort zone. We may shy away from people who are different from us and close ourselves off to experiences that could enrich our lives in meaningful ways if we would just take the time to learn about the things we don't understand. That is the most hypocritical statement I have ever seen, author of this, unidentified author. You didn't take any time to research Autism Speaks. You didn't take any time to talk to autistic people. You didn't take any time to look into the autistic community. or you would not have written this ableist garbage. We are all different from each other in one way or another. However, most of us will never face the life challenges faced by everyday. Oh no. However, most of us will never face the life challenges faced every day by the families of children with autism. Once again, extremely, extremely ableist. Really, will you hear those families complain? Rather, they generally talk about the milestones they reach and the small pleasures and joys in life that most of us simply take for granted. So they're framing autism as a horrible, horrible thing here. And it is disabling. But my life is not that horrible. I mean, it's not devastating. As a community, we should increase our understanding. Yeah, you should have before you wrote this horrible article, this horrible editorial, and be more sensitive. Yeah, be more sensitive to the actually autistic community, that you have no idea what I'm talking about. So I would like you to find out what the actually autistic community is. As a community, we should increase our understanding and be more sensitive to families struggling to provide services to their children, because we're just children. Guess what? It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Watch. As a community, we should increase our understanding and be more sensitive to families struggling to provide services to their children while being a part of the community without being looked upon with pity or even disdain. Now watch this. If we take off the last part of this sentence, they didn't even have to add this, but they did. They did not have to add the ableism, but they did. As a community, we should increase our understanding and be more sensitive to families struggling to provide services to their children while being a part of the community, without being looked upon with pity or even disdain. They added that in there. They felt that had to be part of that sentence. Looking upon us with pity. No, our families with pity. Or even disdain. This is one of the... Actually, this is the most ableist article I have ever seen on the internet. Ever. While children and adults suffering from autism may be different in ways. In other ways, they are all like children. This is literally what it says. While children and adults suffering from autism may be different in many ways, in other ways, they are all like children. Excitable, enjoying life, and loving the hugs and encouragement from close friends and family members. They literally said that autistic people are all like children. Okay, let's reframe this. While basketball players and football players suffering from athlete's foot may be different in many ways, in other ways they are all like children. Excitable, enjoying life, and loving the hugs and encouragement from close friends and family members. Is that a good way to frame that sentence? Do not close yourself off to the joys and fulfillment that can come from knowing people just because the challenges they face in life are different from your own. That didn't even make sense. Do not close yourself off to the joys and fulfillment that can come from knowing people that that can come from knowing people just because the challenges they face in life are different from your own. Okay, this sentence doesn't even make sense. It's like a couple of sentences like chopped together. Okay, so let's figure it out. Do not close yourselves off to the joy and fulfillment that can come from knowing autistic people. Just because the challenges they face in life are different from your own. Okay, so we needed a comma here. That's why it didn't make sense. Okay. If we put a comma in the right place, the whole thing makes sense. I'm a grammar Nazi to this person too, and I'm the worst at this stuff. So, Valdosta Daily Times in South Georgia with this unidentified editorial. Autism deserves better understanding. You could have not possibly picked a better title for my video that's going to be about how crappy this and how ableist this video or this article actually was. This is David Page. Screw them, flap harder. Okay, I just made a video on that one. Oh, that one's crazy. It is so horrible. I couldn't believe it. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. What am I? I'm here to talk about the debate here. As far as the Autism Speaks thing. I asked anyone to speak to me about Autism Speaks because Autism Speaks won't speak to me. And I've had one autistic person that told me that Autism Speaks did help their family directly. And I don't know. That person is no longer on TikTok. And I want somebody. If they spend $400,000 a year, there's people out there that they have helped, right? If that's what's earmarked to go to actually autistic people, then they've helped somebody somewhere. But no one will even come on. Autism Speaks will not speak to me, even though they contacted me and came to me and said that they wanted to talk to me, that they wanted to know what the autistic community needed and all this, and I've got it's in my TikToks. You can see it yourselves. Yeah, a lot of it does, like 40% or 30% or something. It's a really, really high amount of money to try to make more money. I guess when you look at it, like if you spend, you make a dollar for every $10 you spend, then, it's a lot of incentive to just spend more and more money to get richer. And this is the biggest month that they raise money, being it's Autism Awareness Month, right? So, I'm going to move these right over here. Whoop. All right. And I'm going to get confused. I'm doing 3 streams right now. I'm doing one to Twitch. I don't get much response there. I think some people listen to it a little bit, but it's very rare that I get much of anything on that, but that's okay. I'm just going to sit there and build the platform in case TikTok disappears or something, I'll already have a platform already going. Um, so anyway, Autism Speaks. After my son died, Keith Wargo, the CEO, sent me an email, and he offered his condolences for my son passing this last October. And he mentioned that he had a son, and he asked what they could do to help the autistic community or to help. And I did not respond to that email. Instead, I made a TikTok. In fact, I made a lot of TikToks um, saying, "Come ask the autistic community what the autistic community needs, not me." And he didn't do that. So then, eventually, I I decided that I wanted to interview Autism Speaks. They wanted to talk to me, right? So why don't we just have a nice little conversation? And they've refused to do that ever since. They refused to have a conversation with me. So now I'm at the point where I was like, okay, is there anyone who was willing to go live with me on YouTube and actually and don't forget to subscribe and share this. That really does help, by the way. But anyway, so I totally lost my train of thought. I know I was talking about Autism Speaks and how they so they were talking they have not talked to me. They have not responded. So now I'm at to the point that I'm just going to stay on this and keep going, and for as many hours as it takes to get to get someone to interview here that agrees with Autism Speaks, that has been helped by Autism Speaks or whatever. But I'm not going to just take whatever they say for granted. I am going to need a little bit of proof, like a receipt, a picture, or an article, or something, because not that I do trust the autistic person, but I do not trust Autism Speaks. So I want to see proof that they literally did something. And I don't think that's too much to ask when this basically everything about this organization is pretty much doubted. I'll be right back. I will ask hard questions and so forth because I should. Um, And I will. What makes this as important is if I can interview a few people that have opposing positions to mine, and I can show people that I'm not going to just attack or anything like that, that we can have good discussions, then I am hoping that Autism Speaks would be willing to speak to me. I think they might use the fact that I'm mean or aggressive or something like that, because I for whatever reason, basically to use that as an excuse for not talking to me. So I think what that's the approach they're probably going to take on it, and that's a real shame. But the truth is they don't want to answer questions like, why does the former CEO who does not work for Autism Speaks make $250,000 a year? How does someone who does not work? I do not work for Autism Speaks, and I do not make $250,000 a year from Autism Speaks. Why does the former CEO who hasn't worked there for 2 years still getting over $250,000 a year from Autism Speaks? And it's not the government that makes that happen. It's Autism Speaks that makes those choices. So anyway, I'm getting really sad here because I put this out for days on TikTok and for 2 days now, and I have not gotten one response. Not one person who wants to do an interview and talk to me. Well, I did get one person, but I don't think I can interview them. They're too young, I think, unfortunately. And that person has been through has had some experiences, evidently, with ABA and Autism Speaks, but they're too young to talk to, I think. I don't want to interview them. Because I don't want to interview him. I wish I could. I would talk to him. Just not in that kind of environment because you really got to have consent and stuff like that from parents. And the kid was honest with me about their age, which was pretty cool. I really did appreciate that. So anyone can come on and speak on behalf of Autism Speaks. All you got to do is send me an email, and I will bring you on the show, and we can talk about Autism Speaks. I want stories about how Autism Speaks has helped people. I want stories about where there's been direct interaction with Autism Speaks and autistic people. But I'm not getting that, unfortunately. I have POTS. I have to eat salt. And then, of course, I'm washing it down with coffee. Maybe the coffee part's not so good. So, thank you for joining me on YouTube. I love to chat with the people that are watching. I've met some really awesome people that way, and it makes the string go a lot quicker. I tell you what. Howdy, how you doing? So yeah, I sure wish that I could get someone to come in and talk to me about Autism Speaks, or because I've had these people that these people kind of come in, these autistic people, on a fairly frequent basis that come into my comments, and they they kind of get a little nasty. Um, I mean, they don't curse or anything like that, but yeah, they get pretty hostile towards me anyway. And so I'm hoping that someone at least will speak. These people, they definitely have differing opinions than me, and I spent 110 hours talking about why you should not support Autism Speaks, and I've been at this for 4.5 hours, and I can't get anyone to talk to me. Oh my goodness gracious. So I am very interested. I'm going to put the music back on. I should put it back on, huh? There we go. So anyone is welcome. Anyone is welcome to come in. Let me know in the comments that you'd like to talk about Autism Speaks, speak on behalf of Autism Speaks, what have you, and I will let you in. Most of their money come. Most of their money from donations goes towards publicity. Absolutely. Um, Dolo Solo, Dolo Solo. I love that name. It's amazing. Oh, okay. So I'm getting a hit from Discord. See what's going on in Discord. Everybody went to bed. Is what happened on Discord. All right, so anyone who wants to speak about Autism Speaks, please let me know in the chat, in the comments, and you could, or give me an email. Let me know that you sent me one, and I will give you a link. I have no idea how I'm going to get a link, but I will get a link. I forgot how to get a link on this. I will remember it. I will have to. Kind of important there, Dave. Yeah, I forgot. Hmm.